professional basketball player. The rhythm of the road, a drive, a flight, a performance, a hotel, a sleep, and a drive, a flight, a return, provided a frame through which I saw America and myself. For the past 17 years, I've crisscrossed America as a politician, a United States Senator from New Jersey, following the familiar rhythm. A drive, a flight, a performance, a hotel, a sleep, a drive, a flight, a return. I've spoken in convention centers, union halls, churches, hotel ballrooms, college campuses, and the living rooms of wealthy contributors. I've autographed T-shirts and auctioned basketballs. I've shaken hands at factory gates, commuter stops, farm picnics, and state fairs. I've dedicated new buildings, eaten endless varieties of ethnic food, including white bread sandwiches with the crust cut off. I've spit out 10-second TV interviews and taken part in 2-hour panel discussions. I've appeared for senators, governors, congresspeople, and mayors. By 1994, I had campaigned in 47 states. I threw myself into these political trips around America. Give me 8 hours in a hotel room for sleep, phone calls, and reading, and I could stay on the road for weeks.
Hi.
Of the day, I'm Miss Washington's senior political analyst, the late Richard M. Nixon. Look out! Look out! Ow! God, what are you doing? Rollerblades. Imus in the morning. Suicide. Are you sure Vince Foster wasn't wearing these things when they found him? Jesus. All right, speaking of the late Mr. Foster, though, and apologies to Johnny Cochran, issue 1. They can't make it fit. Please, God, make them quit. Enough with the hounding of Hillary by that congenital inquisitor, Alphonse D'Amato. $50 million down a Little Rock rat hole, and one of these Whitewater warriors actually nailed down? Well, I can tell you what. Nothing. Zero. Bagel. And you know why, I-Man? No. Because there's nothing there. Ye gods. If I have to sit still for one more second of Travelgate, Madison, Rose Law, Castle Grandy, I'm going to postal clerk a daycare center. I've had it. Hillary and her husband might be guilty of a smattering of imprudence, a little lack of grace and sophistication in the way they conduct business, but that's it. The only thing the Whitewater investigation risks at this point is the entire country storming Capitol Hill to shut up Locke Faircloth. Oh, man, give it a rest, huh? Issue 2, the pain from Maine, or I thought he'd never leave. Senator William Cohen, moderate Republican, as he's described. Backstabbing virus, I would offend. Cohen's one of the reprobates who voted in favor of impeaching me, back during my own little travail there, J.D., when all I tried to do, in contrast to these Clinton kids, was take down the entire Constitution. Cohen's going, good riddance. Except he does have that looker of a fiancé, right?
That'll be fine.
Now, this is a mixed ethnicity thing. Bill Cohen and Janet Langhart. That's being true to moderate Republicanism if I ever heard of it. He's got jungle fever. She's got jungle fever. He's got jungle fever. She's got jungle fever.
That'll be fine.
Go for it, Bill. Issue 3, my man. Billy Ray Dale, the unjustly accused director of the White House Travel Office. I saw him on Larry King the other night, J.D. Not for nothing, but there's a little don't ask, don't tell in that boy's carry-on luggage somewhere, don't you think?
No.
Booking a lot of one-way trips to Key West, huh? No wonder Bubber wanted him out. He's a ladies' man. Say, diverging here, Paula Corbin Jones can put a name with a face, so to speak, regarding Mr. Clinton's Mr. Happy. Well, hate to regale you with genitalia, but so can every babe below the 33rd parallel. She saw it for what, maybe 10 seconds? What's it look like, a sink trap? For crying out loud, I've blown my time, Donald. Final matter. Tanya Tucker's marrying her gardener?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Because when he's tossing out pesticide for mealy bugs, he can go right from her lawn to her bush. First wedding ever to be catered by Black Flag. Ouch! Whirled through a Dick's eye, dude, from Dick Nixon, a president who today is himself compost.
She's condescending and arrogant. And those lion-thieving friends of hers, that hideously unattractive Susan Thomas, is lying through her teeth, that moose.
Your radio sounds funny in the morning. You're listening to Imus in the morning.
Go ahead.
And Phyllis advances to the next round.
Man, she's got a gut on her like Nate Newton from the Dallas Cowboys.
Monica Butterbean Sellers.
Come on, baby.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Sports is here. You claim you do a better David Brinkley than I think the David Brinkley we have.
Yes, I do.
Let's hear you do David Brinkley.
Declaring cooperation, disclosure, and doing the people's business are the order of the day.
Stop now.
You sound like Mr. Magoo. What's wrong with that?
That's horrible. Just stop it.
Your guy is good?
Hey, our guy's the guy. Our guy's the man.
Turn up your miracle here.
Okay, what's the matter with you? That's horrible.
You're jealous because I do it better than you.
You don't do it better than our guy.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, You're listening to Imus in the Morning.
So we have Larry Kinney. So we'll just have a David Brinkley off here. Good morning, Larry. Do you know Pat O'Brien?
I know Pat O'Brien very well.
What are you shaking your head about?
Chad Huntley? Is Jack there? Jack, are you supposed to be doing me right now? If you're going to make fun of me, let me do this for you. Let's go to the tape and see that last shot. It was a beauty.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
All right, let me talk.
Imus in the morning.
Barnacle. Boston. Coming out.
Imus in the morning.
Imus in the Morning, 2020 Sports.
Now off the inbounds, a fight breaking out. Somebody wants to go after Howard, and it's Coles in a pileup into the VIP seats across the way, where there's a table in front of the fans, the only thing from keeping it from going into the stands. Jim Lynam's out there, Pat Riley's out there. Honestly, can you picture Jim Lynam and Pat Riley in a pile?
Well, I'd like to see that, actually.
Good morning, this is John Minko for Mike Green with Sports, and this skirmish took place during the Bullets game with the Heat in Miami, a Miami victory, 96-89. Juwan Howard, Bimbo Coles, Keith Askins were ejected. Charlie Slows had that description on the team in Washington. Knicks won last night, 92-81 in Los Angeles against the Clippers. Patrick Ewing played well. He had 22 points. Defense, Imus, was the key in this ball game for those that did not get to see the ball game last night.
Imus in the morning.
Lembaugh, good morning, Rush.
My friends, megadittos to all you keepers of the conservative flame. It is I, the rotund rabbi of the reactionary right, the vicar of verisimilitude, Rush Limbaugh, with yet another all-out attack upon the myriad weaknesses and shortcomings of the liberal ideology. Or should I say, idiotology. Let's see, who among their minions shall be my sacrifice to the Praetorian gods today? Oh, what the hell, I've been on a 3.5-year roll, Hill and Bill, or as I shall refer to them forever hereafter, Liar, Liar, and Pants on Fire. This portion of the Rush Limbaugh program brought to you by the new record album that's sweeping the nation, Hillary Street Blues. Yes, now you can hear the nation's favorite Whitewater defendant finally sing. Hits like, I don't remember that, what's all the ballyhoo? I didn't lie, it's just, I disremember you. Hillary Street Blues, only $199.95. Or just $9.95 if you're an exceptionally successful investor whose only experience comes from reading the Wall Street Journal. Order today and get a Madison SNL vacuum. Remember the Madison guarantee? It really sucks. And now it's time to play the game that's sweeping the nation. Name that penis. Shut up. Our challenger, Little Rock hussy Paula Corbin-Jones, who in our last game had spun the Peter wheel, putting together the various distinguishing characteristics of a celebrity tallywhacker. Miss Jones has chosen as her celebrity the President of the United States, William Rodham Clinton. So far, she's collected 3 scrotal attributes: smaller than normal, hangs to the left, and teardrop-shaped birthmark. She needs one more characteristic to complete the puzzle and positively identify the President's penis.
This is necessary.
Now she has a choice here. She can either pull out and go home with thousands of dollars in cash and media coverage, or stick it out and risk everything. Will she rise to the occasion or get the shaft? Paula, she's gonna go for it. She spins the Peter wheel. And she's done it. The final distinguishing characteristic of Mr. Clinton's little Bubba, it looks just like her nose. I never thought of that. Johnny Donovan, can we get a pair of jockey shorts for Miss Jones' face?
That'll be fine. Disgraceful. Alright. Here's Rush.
Just kick those left-wingers out the door. We're mad as hell and we won't take it no more. Just look at the opinion polls. We want that old guy, Robert Dole. I've had it up to here with liberals. We need a president with principles. Not a gigolo with no self-control. Give me that old guy, Robert Dole. I like that old guy, Robert Dole. Bubba Clinton's about to lose control. So I'm saying on your radio,
called the New Hampshire Shuffle. Mark those ballots now. Senator, may I borrow your pen? Call him a relic, say he's over the hill. But he's still better than that imbecile Phil. No sex and violence at his movie show. Vote for that old guy, Robert Dole. You'll never see him with a bimbo. No knees a knocking with a $5 hoe. Ain't got a prostate, but he's sure got a soul. We love that old guy, Robert Dole. Still like that old guy, Robert Dole. Bubba Clinton's about to lose control. So I'm saying on your radio, give me that old guy, Robert Dole. Give me that old guy, Robert Dole. Bubba Clinton's about to lose control. So I'm saying on your radio, give me that old guy, Robert Dole. We want that old guy, Robert Dole. Bubba Clinton's about to lose control. So I'm here saying on your radio, give me that old guy, Robert Dole.
You say you want a revolution. Well, you know,
Imus in the morning.
Now, let me talk to you about Twin Lab.
Copyright 1995, Infinity Broadcasting. All rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment. Okie dokie.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule. An indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled this station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume tomorrow morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
2020 Sports on the Fan means you'll get all the scores and sports news every 20 minutes. At the top of the hour, 20 minutes after the hour, and 20 minutes before the hour. 2020 Sports all day on Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. This is John Minka.
davening Dove Kramer, fast Eddie Scazzeri across the way, my partner Schmoozy, wherever he may be, and as always, you the fans. Till tomorrow, the sweater saying bye-bye, so long, and farewell. How do you say that?
Sports Radio 66. The Fan, WFAN.
In the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66. WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on the Fan. Nothing can get by 'em. Turn it on and try 'em. Mike and the Mad Dog. WFAN.
And how are you today? The Mike and the Mad Dog radio program on remote this afternoon from Mike's old stomping grounds. We're getting right in that in a sec. At 718-937-6666. It's sort of a Mets caravan day. We'll spend some time with the New York Met Ball Club. They're in town a little bit, so we'll have some fun with them. We're here at 7 o'clock. Nice to have you with us. We'll do the contest as well. Eric Spitz made the trip here. Bob Gill back in the shop. 718-937-6666. Joe Ellis is here, which means that...
Got the magic touch. It makes me glow so much. It casts a spell. It rings a bell. The magic touch.
Imus in the morning.
Well, California. Good morning, Tony.
Imus in the morning.
Please don't sing, Tony.
Imus.
What's up,
What's
baby?
up, you lizard-faced freak? All right, what's up?
I will come to California and hunt you down.
I'll pimp slap you 55 minutes, Imus. I'll
Pimps like you like a young hoe.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I'll tell you one thing, Imus. You cool dude. You know they got a movie out about you.
I didn't know that.
It's called Dead Man Walking.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Say you're a business traveler.
Imus in the morning, 2020 Sports rolls on.
We decided to allow Akeem to just do his thing and try to shut everybody else down.
Carr creates convincing Celtics conquest. Good morning, this is John Minko for Mike Green with Sports. So maybe the 108-106 Celtics win over the Rockets wasn't convincing, but the word fit. But the individual who was convincing was Hakeem Olajuwon with 51 points. Too bad it didn't matter. That was Celtics coach M.L. Carr. In Toronto last night, the Bulls won their 10th.
Cole and Lisa Marie.
Lisa Marie, I was thinking of having a guest for dinner tonight.
Well, I hope it ain't another one of them little twerp friends of yours. I ain't eating any more peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for supper no more.
Silly Lisa Marie. No children this time. I want to invite Faye Resnick.
Faye Resnick? That coked-up hoe? You out of your mind?
She could end up providing interesting and engaging dinner conversation.
Yeah, she could end up stealing the silverware. What do you want her coming over here for?
You know how I'm fascinated by the bizarre and macabre.
Yeah, well, she's that all right. What's more, she's got phony bosoms.
I want to find out more about breast implants. It's the only form of cosmetic surgery I haven't had yet.
That's why you want Faye Resnick over here for dinner, huh? To talk about breast implants?
Well, that and the O.J. case.
Oh, now what the hell do you care about O.J. Simpson?
He's an African-American celebrity involved in a sensational story, just like I was. He's got Johnny Cochran defending him, just like I did. And he'll probably get off for murdering his wife, just like Klaus von Bülow.
Well, he didn't kill her. He just tried to.
If at first you don't succeed.
Here now, late breaking developments just into the Imus in Washington Network newsroom.
I'm David Brinkley of this program and the one that bears my name, Sundays, feeling much improved since having my gizzard worked on recently, thank you. Joined, as always, by our regulars who've been with me for years now, week in, week out, whose names escape me at the moment. Rush somebody, a fella called Cronkite, and some anus, I believe.
No, that's Imus in charge of the Washington Bureau.
Sorry, oversight, my fault. Feel terrible about it. Now the news. Controversy compounded at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, where it's just been announced that the Clinton administration has fired the entire White House travel office staff again and is turning over travel arrangements for the press corps to the Islamic Jihad. The concept, improve relations with the Islamic world and blunt media criticism. Mr. Clinton spoke to reporters a short time ago.
Hey, baby, you want to go out?
Not right now, sugar. Good morning. Hillary and I have just fired the travel office, and we're telling you now, up front, to avoid humiliating questions later. We're buying a plane for y'all to travel on from Sheikh Omar Abdel Rahman's organization so that you'll all get on it, see? And if all goes according to plan, they'll blow it up at about 32,000 feet over New Hampshire, and y'all will get off my back. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Miss Daddy, you look so good.
Controversial? Perhaps. But effective in muting press criticism? No doubt. Chet?
Chet, Mr. Huntley passed away, Mr. Franklin.
Of course he did. I knew that. Don't know what's wrong with me. My condolences to his family. Meantime, news of another travel problem bedeviling the administration. The widely traveled Energy Secretary, Hazel, I want my upgrade O'Leary, is described by columnist William Sapphire today as a congenital flyer. President Clinton reportedly wants to punch Sapphire in the nose, but has faxed a letter to boxer Mike Tyson asking him to do it for him, explaining that if he, the president, did it, it could damage him politically. From our media desk, Cosmopolitan Magazine has introduced its new editor-publisher, who steps into the shoes vacated by original Cosmo girl Helen Gurley Brown. The new Cosmogirl was, until 24 hours ago, a resident of a Bosnian concentration camp near the town of Tuzla, and in the words of a Cosmo press release, a dead ringer for Ms. Brown herself, who, during her long years of service, had her face and body sculpted to the point that at age 73, she looked like a 5-foot-tall Slim Jim, whose purchase date expired simultaneously with the first flight of the Wright brothers.
And now a closing thought. Hillary Rodham Clinton, defending herself against mounting criticism, credits her mother for much of her toughness, saying Mom always told her, don't give in to bullies. I wonder, what did Bill's mother ever tell him not to give in to? Anything? Apparently not.
Go, baby.
23 till the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Coming up in a little while, the mayor of the Imus in the Morning program, somebody I'm very upset with, Kevin Kennedy of the Boston Red Sox. Good morning, Mr. Kennedy.
Good morning. I heard you were upset with me.
Well, wouldn't you be?
You know, I text my messages about 10:30.
Not only do we have the manager of the Red Sox on, he's on a cellular phone with a connection, so it's just ridiculous.
Get rid of the sneaker phone and get something that works.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
Man, Marcia Clark looked like she had been up for about a week. She had bags under her eyes like Mario Cuomo used to have, remember?
Looked like she'd been OJ'd, for God's sake.
But if you just listen, and apparently not all members of the jury were, because one of them fell asleep. How would you like to be standing there 2 feet from the jury talking to these 12 morons, and one of them's asleep?
It's kind of like us in the studio with you some mornings.
Imus in the Morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. Basketball's like Michael Jackson, ba la 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 la. And some pelvic thrusting action, ba la 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 la. Don me now our leather jackets, ba la 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 la. If that's crowbar up and rackets, ba la 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 la. Imus in the Morning.
Hi, we're...
Richard J. Daley.
The confrontation was not created by the police. The confrontation was created by the people who charged the police.
There's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there, telling me I got to beware. I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Gentlemen, get the thing straight once and for all. The policeman isn't there to create disorder. The policeman is there to preserve disorder.
There's battle lines being drawn, but nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds are getting so much resistance from behind. Time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Imus in the Morning.
All right, let me tell you about Rattlesnake, Southwestern Grill. You know, Delbert McClinton was going to sing here in about 5 seconds. Did a tune with old Tanya Tucker, didn't he? Had to hose him down after that. Well, it's Friday. What's that mean, baby?
Here comes the weekend, honey. What's going on?
Here at 5 Infinity Broadcasting, all rights reserved. Imus in the Morning is a presentation of WFAN and Westwood One Entertainment. It's just saying.
This concludes the entertainment and revenue-generating portion of your broadcast day. We now return you to the rest of your local programming schedule. An indecipherable embarrassment of broadcasting incompetence that compelled the station to subscribe to the Imus in the Morning program in the first place. The entertainment and revenue-generating portion of the broadcast day, the Imus in the Morning program, will resume Monday morning. Check your local listings for time and schedule.
Sports scores and sports news, it's WFAN 2020 Sports at the top of the hour, 20 past the hour, and 20 before the hour. That's 2020 Sports all day, every day on the Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York. WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good morning at 10:01. This is John Minka. WFAN, the flagship station for New York Knicks basketball.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan.
And a good morning, everybody. Russ Salzberg with you here. The sweater without the schmoozer. I spoke to him last night. He's in Frisco enjoying himself, getting ready for a high school reunion this weekend. Maybe he'll get lucky, meet himself a nice young girl from the past. Oh, there you go, being funny again. How did he do that? Anyway, I'm here alone at 718-937-6666, Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York. And Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Sports Radio 66, the Fan, WFAN.
What's that you?
Home of Super Bowl 30 on Sunday, January 28th.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports going
Mad Dog Radio program for a Friday in New York. Good down with us, talking about the world of sports. As we talk to you on this busy day, a rainy day, but a good sports day indeed. Nice to have you aboard. 718-937-6666. Stevie Cohen. Joe Kramer. Jeff Hughes will join us shortly as we chat.
I'm Minko with 2020 Sports on WFAN, the home of Super Bowl 30 on Sunday, January 28th.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN,
Back with you on the Fan, 718-937-6666. So I think you can tell with Rico Brogna that Mets and I think a lot of Major League teams are making very conscious efforts to be more fan-friendly and get the players out and meet the fans and to, not be aloof and not live in ivory towers and getting close to people. And that's a good thing. It's a step in the right direction, and interleague play, I think, my opinion anyway, is not a negative, and it could be a positive, could be some...
Good morning, Roger.
Hey, man.
What's the matter?
I'm not doing so good.
What's the matter?
I think I'm having an acid flashback.
Why?
I just sat down at the breakfast table. I went to pour me a glass of OJ, and a penis fell out.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, no, I think I'm going to be sick. It says fresh squeezed on the carton. I'm afraid to open the cereal box, man. Who knows what I'm going to find in there? There could be a foot in my Fruit Loops.
Well...
Hey, you know what? This could be Bubba's lucky day.
What's that?
If I can get this deal over to White House right quick, he could use this baby as a stand-in for his own. In case Paula Jones calls for that third limb lineup, he could just hang this puppy and keep the real one in his pants. Which, to tell you the truth, probably wouldn't be such a bad idea in the first place.
Fine. I was the end of it, right? I don't know. I wasn't paying any attention, was I?
I found another one. This must be a whole set.
14 after they are. How about a dozen pansies, Fred? How were you in a paratroopers? I know how he was in a paratroopers. They used to have to push him out of the plane. Did you ever actually...
60 times.
When you were in a paratroopers, did you actually ever jump willingly out of a plane?
No.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
One day the mailman came in here, and Fred was sniffing him, and he said, I don't like the dogs sniffing me. And I said, well, why don't you get outside then?
Well,
they're
Fred,
all ready to explode.
Curb your dog. Yeah, that's the first thing. That's the first thing. Keep your dog from sticking his nose in everybody's crotch. That's number one. And number two, how nuts are you jumping ugly with a postal worker? Then it'll be Steve and a postal worker. They'll be leading you around that warehouse at the end of a wire coat hanger with a shotgun stuffed in your ear.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
In the morning, 2020 Sports rolls on. A wild win in the Hooters Hula Bowl. Good morning. Mike Breen with Sports. Thriller yesterday in Honolulu as East met West in the Hooters Hula Bowl. That East emerged victorious 17-10, but a good time was had by all.
It wasn't called the Hooters Hula Bowl, was it?
Sure was.
It was.
They're the sponsor. Speaking of Hooters...
Was it, Charles?
Hooters Hula Bowl, man.
The Hooters Hula Bowl.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Well, before my baby dumped him, my life was a living hell. The thought of her being boned by a bleached-out infidel. My baby done dumped that bastard. My baby done dumped him, and her daddy so happy he could die. Yeah, I know I'm already dead, but let me tell you something, son. Death just got a lot easier to take. Lisa Marie, as I'm sure you know by now, has ditched that monkey-spanking, fanny-obsessed, bleached-out, gender-bent, squeaking, freaking, mouse-nosed abnormality she had the gall to go and marry. There is a God, man. Michael Jackson, what the hell was she ever thinking about, Hoss? She don't need nothing. She's the sole heir to my money, $100 million, yet she hooks up with a flit driving a pink Cadillac on the freeway of love, throwing bonbons at Boy Scouts. How does that help the memory of the king of rock and roll, huh? Well, I mean, who's next? That thing that used to be Prince, or Julio, or Robert Reich or something? Where the hell did me and her mama go wrong? Makes you wonder, don't it? Now, you don't really suppose that they ever, ever actually, oh, my Lord, son, I can't take the thought. I wrote a little tune about it, though, and it goes like this. Well, you can shake her hand, give her a peck, even go so far as to nibble on her neck. But please stop there. It makes me sick, thinking about my baby and Michael Jackson's Hey, while I'm on that general subject, how's that old boy doing who you voted for president? Bubba Clinton. Well, had a rough ride the past couple of weeks, hasn't he? Yeah. Just got the polls turned around for him a little bit, and then Hillary jumps up to bite him. And then that Paula Corbin Jones jumps up and bites him. I think I just committed one of them fox balls, didn't I? What I meant to say was that Paula jumped up and bit him in the street strictly figurative sense, you see. Yeah. Well, anyway, with the way Hillary's blowing his whole... well, damn it. With the way she's wrecking everything along with Paula, can you imagine a Clinton's bedroom these days? Cold enough to flash freeze Walt Disney, son. Steam coming out of her ears and her glaring at him, and him leaving little let's make up notes around for her with Vince Foster's 38 laying on top of him. Go, baby. I wrote a little tune about it to back on out of here on Hoss. Goes something like this. Well, they found them bills. Bubba got the chills. They're all Rose Law and the whole thing's hills. Time to fess up. Time to be a man. Time to tell McClarty to call the moving van. Yeah, one-term presidency. I guess we could call it a Madison guarantee. Oh, thank you very much.
All right, here now on the I Miss the Morning program, at home with Michael and Lisa Marie.
Lisa Marie, what's wrong?
Oh, that's it, man. I'm calling it quits.
What do you mean?
I've had enough. I can't do it no more, man. I want a divorce.
A divorce?
Oh, you're surprised? What, are you crazy? Living here is like living at Disneyland. And that's coming from someone who was raised in a house that had carpet on the ceiling.
I'll get a new decorator.
No, it's not just that. It's everything. You give me the creeps. I mean, my mama's had some plastic surgery, but you got so much clay caked up on you, it's like sleeping with Gumby.
I want to look pretty for you.
Look, between the monkey, the boys' choir, and you, there's almost no room left for me in a bed.
I'll make Bubbles stay in the guest room.
And that family of yours, dysfunctional? Them people make my folks look like the Brady Bunch.
Lisa Marie, please. We can work it out.
Now, there's a better chance that John and Lorena Bobbitt will get back together.
I'm feeling faint. I think I'm going to collapse again.
Oh, cut it out with that infirm bullshit, will you? Look, I did my part. I played the beard till your lawsuit blew over. Now I'm tail-eyed.
Lisa Marie, can't we stay together?
Stay together? For what?
For the kids.
Nothing doing, man. It's over. The only thing I want to know is who gets custody of the animals.
I'll take Bubbles. You keep Latoya.
R-E-S-P-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-C-T, take out C-C-T. I'm a in the morning. I'm a in the morning.
Hey, Patrol.
Relentless. Unstoppable.
Travel aids? To my recollection, I did not fire, nor did I order the firing of White House travel aids.
An unyielding, inhuman machine.
I don't recall hiding any incriminating records from the Rose Law Firm regarding my alleged representation of Madison Guarantee.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is Hillary Clinton, the prevaricator.
I disremember making any phone calls on the night in question.
Intuitive, intelligent.
Why am I such a successful investor? I read the Wall Street Journal.
Programmed to avoid, evade, and totally eschew veracity.
I'm a lawyer, not a liar.
Insidious.
I've repeatedly offered to cooperate with the investigation.
Completely incapable of representing the truth.
I love my husband.
The American Spectator says the prevaricator is a congenital hit.
I may seek to voluntarily testify to the Senate committee. Yeah, and monkeys might fly out my barn.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is Hillary Clinton, the prevaricator. A William Sapphire film.
You, tall.
Wake up, kid. It's 1:30. Youth ain't nothing really changing but the dates. You were grand slammer, but you know Babe Ruth. You gotta learn how to relate. I may be swinging from the pearly gate. I got all the answers, and lo and behold, you got the right key, baby, but the wrong key. Ho, yo.
I'm a in the morning.
Here, he is the author of If You're Talking to Me, Your Career Must Be in Trouble. What was the deal with Barbara Streisand? I forget exactly.
I saw her, too.
Hey, that's right, you went to that, didn't you?
Yeah. The woman doesn't have any sense of mercy in her. Because you're sitting there listening to all this schmaltz, and you're figuring she's not going to do Papa, Can You Hear Me? From Yentl. There should be a Senate investigation into an industry that would allow someone to sing a song.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
What did you make of the outing of Jan Wenner? They do say over there that he appears to be happier. The staffers at Rolling Stone.
But you know, the staffers at Rolling Stone, you know, these are the people who think that Bruce Springsteen, like, makes $3.75 an hour, you know, punching it in a factory in South Jersey. The staffers at Rolling Stone.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Good morning. 2020 Sports.
Yo, who's selling tickets, man? Yo, you got some tickets? Yo, who's selling tickets, man? Over here, who's selling tickets?
Scalpers already out for Super Bowl 30. Good morning. Mike Breen with sports.
Super Bowl 30 just 6 days away. Cowboys and the Steelers. The NFC champion Cowboys landed in Arizona yesterday and were welcomed by the natives. Arizonians took a special liking to Emmitt Smith. And according to a spokeswoman for the Tempe mayor, Smith was given the royal treatment.
And the mayor entertained him, and they entertained him with dinners, and they had a big time. And he was a grand-looking old Negro.
Smith and the Cowboys will have practice later on today as they begin preparations. Barry Switzer says his team will be all business this week.
We got a job to do, and we're going to do it, baby!
Steelers. Who was that? Barry Switzer. Barry Switzer. Well, all right. You're juicing the guys up. Come on. Of course, that other cut was actually McCord's grandmother from an old tape that we have yet to from our Springfield.
Well, how many years now you put off jump-starting your life here, babies?
Stuck in the flagship station for New York Rangers hockey.
Sports Radio 66, the fan, WFAN, New York.
And a good morning, everybody. Russ Salzberg with you here. The Sweater. Alone. Schmoozy still on vacation on this Monday morning, the 22nd day of January, 1996. The number, as always, is 718-937-6666. You're listening to Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York. Mario Lemieux from Sports Illustrated. Schmoozy for making a cameo appearance. Greeny and Minko with the updates. Fast Eddie Scazzeri. Davening Dove Kramer. And you the fans. Till tomorrow, the Sweater saying bye-bye, so long, and farewell.
Sports Radio 66, the fan, WFAN.
Super Bowl 30 this Sunday at 5:45.
It's Mike and the Mad Dog covering Super Bowl 30 from the Phoenix Hyatt. Brought to you by your Tri-State GMC truck dealers. Here on The Fan. Sports Radio 66, WFAN, New York.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Sports Radio 66, WFAN. They're talking sports, going at it as hard as they can. It's Mike and the Mad Dog on The Fan.
Sports talk. Let's do it.
Mike and the Mad Dog,
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? The Mike and the Mad Dog radio program live at the Hyatt Regency in Phoenix. Nice to have you with us as we get ready for a Super Bowl week, Cowboys in Pittsburgh. Nice to have you aboard. Mike and the Mad Dog along the way. Robert Gelb, of course, is the producer. He's been here for 3 days playing golf. As we chat with you about the world of sports. Busy.
Dude, it's an emergency.
What's the matter, Bubba?
Which tie do you like better?
Ties suck.
I gotta decide which one to wear when I deliver my State of the Union address to Congress.
Neckties, that's the emergency.
Well, this is the most important State of the Union address I've ever given.
Why's that?
Because it could be my last.
Oh, okay. Well, then just be honest with them.
Why would I want to do that?
My fellow Americans, the State of the Union sucks. Thank you very much. Good night.
I have to get them early. Hook them right off the bat. Get their attention.
Why don't you show them your penis? That'll get their attention.
Come on, Beavis. I need some help here. Now, I was thinking of opening with a joke or funny story. You know, loosen up the crowd with a few laughs.
You'll get plenty of laughs if you show them your penis.
Maybe I should introduce somebody in the audience. That's always a good trick.
How about Paula Corbin Jones? She's a good trick.
It has to be a person with some emotional impact. Someone who'll make an impression.
Put Vince Foster in the audience.
Vince Foster is dead, Beavis.
So are you. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, hey. Goodbye.
Won't be laughing when they find you in a park.
Fred,
You're the man,
where have you been?
Mexico. I'll tell you, after going to California and down into Mexico, I've seen enough fat tourists and queers the last 2 years. Jesus Christ. I mean, you're 50 miles down into Mexico and them queers are down there. Jesus Christ, what's this country coming to?
Well,
I mean, how far in Mexico do you have to get before you run out of queers?
well, I don't know. Don't you
tours. Jesus Christ, is there any skinny people in this country?
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
So this woman, Martha Sherrill,
Yeah?
she's doing a story on me for Esquire.
Yes?
Okay, interview my brother now.
Fred, are you older or younger than Don?
I'm a lot younger.
You guys were very close?
Yeah.
How close?
I love my brother.
One time he bent over to pick something up.
No, Fred, not that close. Morning 2020 Sports rolls on. Michael Chang advances to the semifinals. Good morning. Mike Breen with Sports to Australian Open Tennis. Today, men's quarterfinals. Chang beats Michael Tillstrom in straight sets, and he is in the Final Four. Chang knows he has to overcome some physical disadvantages.
I've been put in this situation where, I'm playing guys that are a little bit taller than I am, maybe a little bit stronger.
A little bit taller. The Shrimp now in the Final Four with a chance to win the Australian Open. Who's he kidding? The other quarterfinal match, Agassi versus Courier, one of the best matchups in the tournament so far. That'll begin a little bit. Of course, we'll have updates throughout the morning here on the Imus in the Morning program. Last night on the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather, they were interviewing a fisherman from that big oil spill up there in Rhode Island.
Yes, yeah.
And the guy was wearing an Auto Body Express baseball cap, the same one that Breen has on this morning. Is one of the original El Paso versions with the red 57 Chevy on it, and it was just a startling moment there.
I guess so, for crying out loud.
I see people with this stuff on all the time. I mean, just around different places.
Yeah.
Oh, they fill up with garbage barge.
Airports and stuff like that.
Right. I've seen them.
But there's something cosmic about Breen wearing the precise hat, because the Bears advisor, the late General George S. Patton.
At ease, as you were. Good morning, people. You're wondering why I've called you here.
No, we're not.
You're wondering why I've called you here.
But curiosity tears at our very soul, sir.
It is because, people, there is a crisis in our republic, operating at the highest level of government. A crisis of command and control. Private, let's look at the principles. Give me the overhead projector, please, after you launch a rifle grenade at those lights. Excellent dispersal pattern, Private. Give the man a joint. Now then, the following are the major players in our national nightmare. I'm going to flash the profiles of these individuals on the screen for exactly 0.5 seconds each. See how many you can identify. Ready? Go.
Hillary Clinton?
Good.
Bill Clinton?
Very impressive. You have just identified correctly every individual responsible for our crises of confidence, integrity, credibility, morality, legality, probity, faith, leadership, virtue, values, ethics, and the American way. Everyone else is just a lackey. The latest crisis episode, the sudden mysterious appearance of Hillary Rodham Clinton's billing records at Hillary Rodham Clinton's White House, in Hillary Rodham Clinton's third-floor private residence quarters, in a secure room frequented by Hillary Rodham Clinton, located immediately adjacent to Hillary Rodham Clinton's personal office. Our assignment, as Special G2 military investigators, find out who deposited those papers in that room. I think, people, we can eliminate the file fairy. Although I feel certain Hillary Rodham Clinton would very much like to pin this on the file fairy, were it at all possible. Which, by the way, might explain a series of late-night phone calls to George Stephanopoulos. Think about it. As the Clintons yet again seek to deflect any responsibility for anything from themselves. From her being a truth assassin to him being a chick magnet. Our mission, capture the First Lady and torture the truth from her by tying her down and looping an audio tape of Senator Bill Bradley reading the audio version of his new book, Time Present, Time Past. You know the one. A flight, a bus ride, a hotel, a gal in a garter belt. A flight, a bus ride, a hotel, a gal in a garter belt, and so on and so forth. We will not be tying down the president himself, however, as we have high confidence he would misconstrue the gesture and say, "This is great, where are the babes?" When we do devise a proper method for forcing the truth from Mr. Clinton, we will brief you again. At the moment, we're thinking along the lines of sending him mail from the Selective Service Department and an ROTC recruiting poster. Thank you for your attention. That is all.
Fred Imus and Nora Hayden at 7:30 this morning, Eastern Time. These are all Eastern Times they're going to give you. Clarence Page, showing my color at 8:30. And that nut Joe Queenan, who went nearly bust on a movie.
We've been together since way back when. Sometimes I never want to see you again. But I want you to know, after all these years, you're still the one I want whispering in my ear. You're still the one I want to talk to in bed. Still the one that turns my head. We're still having fun, and you're still the one I miss in the morning.
Glenn, good morning, Roger.
Hey, man. You hear what the number of college students that support the legalization of marijuana is at a 15-year high?
I didn't know.
Hell, if I was able to get me some weed, give me a 15-year high out of it, I'd be pretty damn in favor of it, too. Half the time it's all twigs and stems.
takes a village, Beavis. Hillary's just finished it.
Is she gonna read another one?
She wrote this, Beavis.
Cool. Any dirty parts?
Dirty parts? This is Hillary's book, Beavis.
I bet if you wrote a book, there'd be some dirty parts.
A few.
So, like, what's this book about?
Well, it's subtitled Lessons Children Teach Us.
Cool. Like how to make spitballs and stink bombs and fart noises with your armpits and how to blow up toilets and stuff?
These are more like life lessons, Beavis. You know, there's a lot of wisdom to be found in the innocence of children.
Yeah. She could learn a lot from kids.
You think so? Like what?
When you don't get your way, stamp your feet and hold your breath until your face turns blue.
Hillary already does that.
And like when you get caught doing something wrong, just like cry a lot, say you didn't do it, blame it on somebody else.
Let me ask you this. If you were running for, let's say, class president and your wife, your best friend, was being accused of cheating on a test or stealing milk money or withholding subpoenaed records and obstructing justice, what would you do?
Call Johnny Cochran. Hey, Papa, where you going?
I'm going to borrow Carville's knife.
Take my gloves.
Man, you know what team I really hate? Well, Knicks. Why? I just hate them. They just suck.
Give me one good reason.
No, they're a bunch of jerks.
dirty playing thugs.
That's
what
idiots. Carjackers in shorts. That's what they are. Carjackers in shorts. Absolutely.
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
All right, so, Fred, you're going with the Raiders?
Yeah.
And Breen, who are you going with?
Indianapolis Colts, the team they're playing.
I discovered one thing the other day.
What's that, Fred?
Well, every time I have sex, my eyes would water and get red.
Yeah.
I figured out what caused it.
What is it?
Mace.
Imus in the morning.
What an idiot.
Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Big business as big as small, y'all have copy machines. These days it's...
Bubba, what's the deal with that stupid haircut and the white jumpsuit?
Shut up, Beavis. I'm gonna say. Bright light city, better save your soul, 'cause there's no telling what'll transpire. Our man in Vegas gonna take control, wearing Santa Fe thread attire. What you see there in the lobby, it ain't no mirage. It's Imus and Chuck with the whole entourage. Prepare yourself for a hate radio barrage. Imus Las Vegas. Imus Las Vegas. There's a show in the main room with a nude chorus girl singing about that old time rock and roll. But Imus on the phone with Dan Rather and D'Amato talking O.J. Newt and Bob Dole. At the crap table, somebody just won again.
He's a crap.
Iman's in his room watching CNN, waiting for equal time with Mary Madeline in Imus Las Vegas. Imus Las Vegas. Hideous Vegas with the Wayne Newton, Donka Shane, and Imus still complaining. Doing the show is so tough. Hideous Vegas, well, you'll find that your best bet is he'll drop another stop set. I tell you, folks, it really can't suck enough.
He sucks.
How I wish that Siegfried and Roy could make this panel disappear.
What a bunch of moles.
UNLV look like choir boys to me now that Imus in the morning is here. If you need me, I'll be by the slotting machines with a blonde and a redhead brunette in between. Man, are you sure that they're over 18? Imus Las Vegas. Imus Las Vegas. Imus Las Vegas. Imus Las Vegas.
It's like the happiest moment of my life was to walk in to this hotel this morning and find out that Phil Graham had put up money to finance a porno movie. I mean, what? It's Phil Graham. Did you hear the news? Yeah, nerd. The news was announced.
Senator Phil Graham?
Yes. Senator Phil Graham, who just yesterday spoke with Ralph.
Hey, boy, you better watch what you're saying. You're going to get yourself in trouble. They're going to come get your ass.
Steve Wynn doing Mudbone.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the Morning.
So the station we're on in Las Vegas, they run my program for 7 hours. Then they have the O.J. Simpson trial. And then they have Yankee games. What kind of format is that?
They should pipe it into Timothy McVeigh, make him start talking.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio
morning program, At Home, with Michael and Lisa Marie.
Lisa Marie, what's wrong?
Oh, that's it, man. I'm calling it quits.
What do you mean?
I've had enough. I can't do it no more, man. I want a divorce.
A divorce?
Oh, you're surprised? What, are you crazy? Living here is like living at Disneyland. And that's coming from someone who was raised in a house that had carpet on the ceiling.
I'll get a new decorator.
No, it's not just that. It's everything. You give me the creeps. I mean, my mama's had some plastic surgery, but you got so much clay caked up on you, it's like sleeping with company.
I want to look pretty for you.
Look, between the monkey, the boys' choir, and you, there's almost no room left for me in a bed.
I'll make Bubbles stay in the guest room.
And that family of yours, dysfunctional? Them people make my folks look like the Brady Bunch.
Lisa Marie, please. We can work it out.
Now, there's a better chance that John and Lorena Bobbitt will get back together.
I'm feeling faint. I think I'm going to collapse again.
Oh, cut it out with that infirmed bullshit, will you? Look, I did my part. I played the beard till your lawsuit blew over. Now I'm tail-eyed.
Lisa Marie, can't we stay together?
Stay together? For what?
For the kids.
Nothing doing, man. It's over. The only thing I want to know is who gets custody of the animals.
I'll take Bubbles. You keep Latoya.
It was always so easy to find an unhappy woman till I started looking for mine. Imus in the morning.
If Eileen would agree to turn over her baby.
I would. Nothing would make me do that.
What are you paying for the baby?
About $14,000.
What do you think, Eileen?
I don't have any interest in any type of offer.
$14,000.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Hey, Eileen, 20 grand for the baby.
No.
20 grand for the baby.
Never.
20 grand.
I don't want the money. I'd rather be homeless than
20 grand? You get another? Boom, you're out of there.
All right, I'll go to 22 because it already speaks English.
All right. Oh.
Yes,
Well, don't be so sure around Eileen's house.
Imus in the morning on the fan. Sports Radio 66 WFAN, New York.
WFAN 2020 Sports.
Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. This is Ian Eagle.
Well, what's going on?
Well, Mrs. Clinton is offering her first public comments on Whitewater in Newsweek and Time. The First Lady admitting making mistakes in the handling of Whitewater.
All right. Then isn't that enough? Case closed in my mind. Isn't it closed in your mind?
Well, of course it's not closed in my mind. She's got to submit herself to a full congressional investigation. I want to see her let out, one of those...
Mrs. Clinton, would you like to take a break?
If your radio light sucks in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
His hearing will be your jerk.
That's what you want, isn't
Absolutely.
it? God, you're an
And then they have to lead her off, like James Brown with a cloak over,
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Some Beavis and Bubba and maybe even Elvis.
Now, determined to restore political validity to the American stage, billionaire industrialist and gadfly populist H. Ross Perot.
Steve Forbes, Steve Forbes, Steve Forbes. Flat tax, flat head, Amos. How sick are you and me of Steve Forbes?
Very.
Surging in the polls, but giving me a limp noodle. Ever since Steve Forbes got in the race, Amos, Ross Perot's not gotten a damn big ballpoint's worth of ink. My number of column inches don't add up to the length of your pecker.
Shut up.
And you might just as well measure my TV FaceTime in nanoseconds. While this sumbitch is on more stuff than your California blonde boy buddy, Pat O'Brien, who himself does more self-promoting than Ron Popeil. It's just sad. Here's the part I hate. I got more money than the almighty Amos. How'd I get it? I made it. Every last damn dime. How'd Forbes get his chump change, $439 million? Daddy. That boner-brained old man of his, Malcolm Forbes, who had a little trouble there toward the last, deciding whether he wanted to date Liz Taylor or Lawrence Taylor, if you know what I'm saying. Now, Steve says the old man let him and his brothers grow, and when it was time, was willing to let the boys go, which I frankly consider to be pretty remarkable, Amos, given that Malcolm was riding that Harley side saddle by that time, and without a seat. Now, Steve won't let us see his tax records, and he's got this one-dimension flat tax platform, and that's it. Yet he's running right smack on the heels of Senator George Burns of Kansas.
What?
Makes less sense than castrating your stud stock, Amos.
No, Senator who now?
Burns. George Burns.
No.
Majority leader. My lord, you know the boy.
No, you mean Bob Dole from Russell, Kansas.
That ain't George Burns?
No.
Always got that cigar in his right hand?
No, that's a pin. First of all, it's a ballpoint pin, and it's like a permanent fixture.
Well, it's a good thing, because nobody will have to go too far to sign the death certificate. I could have swore that was George Burns. Oh, well, small matter. The odometer may have gone around on him a couple of times, but he is setting the precedent. Always heard about dead people voting, but this is the first time I ever saw one running. Little joke, Amos. Enjoy it. You see the current president's State of the Union address? Yeah. Bubba? Seems to me he ought to spend a little time on the state of his union with the First Lady, Amos. Got under her hood, poked around, pulled up her dipstick, checked her oil. That is not a world-class wife, Amos. Total amnesia. She can remember she went to law school. She just can't remember why. Keeps on going this way. First thing you know, she's going to give Heidi Fleiss, Enid Waldholtz, and Susan Smith a bad name. Now, here's the bumper sticker I expect to see on Bubba's limousine pretty soon, Amos, pertaining to Hillary.
Okay.
Hey, baby, you make my mind blank. Thank you, Amos, and much obliged for having me on your show.
Next mobile fan highway patrol.
Ines in the morning. 2020 sports. A nation mourns as America's team falls short. Good morning, Mike Brainwood Sports. The New York Knicks fought bravely. In fact, they led at one point in the game. Well, yeah, but what did they do at 6-4? 6-4? But in the end, the Bulls emerged victorious. 99-79 at Madison Square Garden. 12 straight wins now for the Bulls. Knicks coach Don Nelson was asked to explain the game.
They were very good, and we were very poor.
Nelson with a handle on the problem, that's for sure.
What made you want to bet me that the Knicks would beat the Bulls?
What do you want for breakfast? For the next month?
Yeah, but what were you thinking about?
Yeah, it's my kind of question.
Everyone's entitled to an off day. They'll be back.
Yeah, they'll be back. They'll lose again.
Yeah, they have to be back.
So my wife's in rehearsal for this play that she's in. It's off Broadway. It's not Newark, but it's down on 22nd Street or someplace. Anyway, unfortunately, is a big fat idiot, and here he is now. Good morning, Rush.
Nothing could be finer than another way to Milana in the morning. Nothing could be sweeter than a Federal subpoena in the morning. Forgive my paroxysms of unrestrained joy, my friends, but my revelry knows no bounds. 'Tis great to be a conservative these days, and it's all due to the fact that, to paraphrase the bard from A Midsummer Night's Dream, what fools these liberals be. I'm sorry, I should be a little more sensitive, as this is, coincidentally, in light of my Avon analogy, a tragedy for the president of Shakespearean proportions.
Oh, yeah.
Lady Macbeth, whose blind ambition drove her husband to his untimely end, somewhat reminiscent of our country's first lady, Macbubba, is it not? Now is certainly the winter of our discontent. But let me tell you, Shakespeare's odious hunchback King Richard III ain't got nothing on our Hillary. Al D'Amato has maintained all along that something is rotten in the state of Arkansas. And I would add, something roddum. For once Hillary is through suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune sent forth by Kenneth Starr, her reputation will be sullied to the point where she'll wander the darkened hallways of the White House murmuring, "Out, out, damn spot." I feel a sudden surge of conservative creativity coming on, folks. The poetic muse has made herself known to me, and so I believe I'm about to spew forth some spontaneous verse. And in keeping with my tribute to the bard, it shall be a Shakespearean sonnet, my ode to the first felon. Shall I revel in your agony? Miss Hillary, this ain't no misdemeanor. The doubt about your lack of honesty led the feds to issue a subpoena. You say you're just a down-home country girl who married a young aspiring goober, but into the web of deceit you twirled. Now the hammer's dropped by Carolyn Huber. A prisoner of your own blind ambition, you've drunk too deep the bitter white water. No contrition by your own admission. Your cattle futures have gone to slaughter. They say that truth in life will oft prevail. If that be the case, then you're off to jail. To be or not to be, Hillary, I think you be not to be very soon.
And when she is froward, peevish, sullen, sour, and not obedient to his honest will, what is she but a foul, contending rebel and graceless traitor to her loving lord? I am ashamed that women are so simple to offer war when they
Wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a liberal in the White House. Well, you got trouble. Right here I say trouble in the capital city. Why, sure, I'm opinionated. Mighty proud to say I said I'm mighty proud to say it.
I consider that the words I speak and the truth they impart are golden. It's conservative horse sense. I got half my brain tied behind my back. Did you ever try and get a Democrat to debate and his platform folds up just like a tent? But just as I say it takes judgment, brains, and morality to lead this fine country of ours, I say that any fool can flush the whole thing down the toilet. And I call him Bill. The first false step on the road to the big white house there up on the hill, that liberal whine about health care from Hillary Rodham. And the next thing you know, your Bubba's saying he tried it but he didn't inhale. And we're listening to Mrs. Big Town Lawyer telling 60 Minutes she don't bake cookies. Not a housewife, Hillary, no, but a dame who don't know when to shut up. Like to see some feminazi babe sitting in the Oval Office? Make your blood boil? Well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 years of liberal twaddle. This country needs something different than a promiscuous pantload putz with a capital P and that rhymes with B and that stands for Bill. And all day long, you liberal politicians are frittering away. I say these bureaucrats be frittering away. Your base pay, net pay, sick pay too. Gotta raise them taxes. Never mind getting deficits reduced till the immigrants curbed, till the economy started. And never mind the military budget till the commies are here and they're camping in your parlor on a Saturday night, and that's trouble. Oh yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm frightened for the kids in the grammar schools, innocent young ones, thinking one day of voting Democratic. Trouble! In the capital city, trouble with a capital T, and that rhymes with B, and it stands for Bill. Now, I know all you folks are my kind of people, so I'm going to be perfectly clear. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes down between the liberals in the House and the Senate? They talk about taxes, socialized programs, setting up welfare states for indigent thieves, and bragging all about how they got together and banned assault-type weapons. One fine day, they'll close the ghettos, sending all the gangs to the suburbs, drug-dealing punks, cop-killing homies, and hip-hop. Shameless music that'll drag your son and your daughter into the basis common denominator, interracial marriage. Friends, the idle brain is the liberals' trademark. Trouble. Oh, we got trouble. In the capital city. In the capital city. With a capital T, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for Bill. That stands for Bill. We've surely got trouble. We've surely got trouble. In the capital city. Right here. Our kids are being led by an immoral imbecile. Our children's children gonna have trouble. Mothers of America, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he automatically become politically correct? Is there a stain on his shirt from a bleeding heart? A saxophone hidden in the corn crib? Is he dropping trow at church socials in front of the ladies' auxiliary? Are certain words creeping into his vocabulary? Words like entitlements, and I feel your pain. Well, if so, my friends, you got trouble. Oh, we got trouble. In the capital city. In the capital city. With a capital C, and that rhymes with B, and that stands for Bill. We've surely got trouble. We've surely got trouble. In the capital city. Right here. This Arkansas Hicks turning our fruited plain into Hooterville. Our children's children gotta have trouble. We got trouble. We got terrible, terrible trouble. He's spooning out lukewarm liberal pap, and I've had my fill. Oh, yes, we got trouble, trouble, trouble. Oh, yes, we got trouble. We got big, big trouble. T. Capital T. Gotta rhyme with B. And it stands for Bill. Megadiddles, my friends. This is Rush Limbaugh with Talent Alone from God.
Good morning, Senator Dole.
Don, how we doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good. A little sleepy. Had a long speech last night.
According to Peter Jennings and some of the reports we have here, was an hour and 21 minutes.
I leaned over to Strom Thurmond. He said it's the longest he'd ever heard, and he got here when George Washington arrived. So.
Well, you know, I was wondering at one point, well into the speech, I saw Senator Thurmond lean over and say something to you.
You want to know if there's going to be an intermission.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
I hope you're going to talk about Mexico, because, you know, there's a lot of feeling out there that we're just bailing out Wall Street.
Well, I have to be honest with you, Senator Dole. The only way we're going to be talking about Mexico is if they move the Simpson trial to Tijuana. So.
Now maybe we can slip that loan guarantee through. Nobody will know the difference.
Imus in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Don't look for any no smoking signs.
Dumped him. My life was a living hell. The thought of her being boned by a bleached-out infidel. My baby done dumped that bastard. My baby done dumped him. And her daddy's so happy he could die. Yeah, I know I'm already dead. But let me tell you something, son. Death just got a lot easier to take. Lisa Marie, as I'm sure you know by now, has ditched that monkey-spanking, fanny-obsessed, bleached-out, gender-bent, squeaking, freaking, mouse-nosed abnormality she had the gall to go and marry. There is a god, man. Michael Jackson, what the hell was she ever thinking about, Hoss? She don't need nothing. She's the sole heir to my money, $100 million, yet she hooks up with a flit driving a pink Cadillac on the freeway of love, throwing bonbons at Boy Scouts. How does that help the memory of the king of rock and roll, huh?
Well,
I mean, who's next? That thing that used to be Prince or Coolio or Robert Reich or something? Where the hell did me and her mama go wrong? Makes you wonder, don't it? Now, you don't really suppose that they ever, ever actually, oh, my Lord, son, I can't take the thought. I wrote a little tune about it, though, and it goes like this. Well, you can shake her hand, give her a peck, even go so far as to nibble on her neck. But please stop there. It makes me sick, thinking about my baby and Michael Jackson's Hey, while I'm on that general subject, how's that old boy doing who you voted for president? Bubba Clinton.
Well,
had a rough ride the past couple of weeks, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Just got the polls turned around for him a little bit, and then Hillary jumps up to bite him. And then that Paula Corbin Jones jumps up and bites him. I think I just committed one of them fox paws, didn't I?
Yeah.
What I meant to say was that Paula jumped up and bit him in the strictly figurative sense, you see.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, with the way Hillary's blowing his whole... Oh, damn it. With the way she's wrecking everything along with Paula, can you imagine a Clinton's bedroom these days? Cold enough to flash freeze Walt Disney, son. Steam coming out of her ears and her glaring at him, and him leaving little let's make up notes around for her with Vince Foster's 38 laying on top of him. Go, baby. I wrote a little tune about it to back on out of here on Hoss. Goes something like this. Well, they found them bills. Bubba got the chills. They're all Rose Law and the whole thing's hills. Time to fess up. Time to be a man. Time to tell McClarty to call the moving van. Yeah, one-term presidency. I guess we could call it a Madison guarantee. Oh, thank you very much.
You know I can't be found sitting home all alone. If you can't come around, at least please tell the phone. Don't be cruel. Too hard is true. Baby, if I made you mad for something I might have said, please don't forget my past. The future looks bright ahead. Don't be cruel. Too hard is true. I don't want no other love, baby. It's just you I pick it up. Don't stop thinking of me. Don't make me feel this way. Come on over here and love me. You know what I want you to say. Don't be cruel. Too hard is true. Why should we be apart? I really love you, baby. Cross my heart. Let's walk up to the preacher and let's say I do. Then you'll know you'll have me, and I know that I'll have you. Don't be cruel. Too hard is true. I don't want no other love. Oh, baby, it's just you I pick it up. Don't be cruel. Too hard is true. Don't be cruel. Too hard is true. I don't want no other love. Oh, baby, it's just you I'm thinking of. If you can't come around, at least please telephone.
I went back 4 nights straight, man. I went back 4 nights straight and heard that guy do that. He said, he'd soften up, he'd say, I don't. He'd shake his head and say, I don't want no other love. Baby, it's just you I. He'd say, well then I don't stop thinking of me. Man, he sung the hell out of the song, man. I was on the table looking at him. Get him off. Get him off.
Imus in the morning.
You say Romania to adopt a baby, and I've suggested we could save the airfare if Eileen would agree to turn over her baby.
I would... Nothing would make me do that.
What are you paying for the baby?
About $14,000.
What do you think, Eileen?
I don't have any interest in any type of offer.
$14,000.
If your radio sounds funny in the morning, you're listening to Imus in the morning.
Hey, Eileen, there's 20 grand for the baby.
No.
20 grand for the baby.
Never.
20 grand.
I don't
here.
want the money. I'd rather be homeless than
20 grand. You get another. Boom, you're out of there.
All right,
Charles.
I'll go to 22 because it already speaks English.
All right. Oh.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
don't be so
thank you.
sure around Eileen's house.
Liz in the morning. Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Coming up here in just a little bit, Jeff Greenfield and Sparky Mortimer. Now, 12 minutes after the hour. And now, Imus Washington Senior Military Affairs Advisor, the late General George S. Patton.
At ease, as you were. Good morning, people. You were wondering why I've called. That is all.
Quarter after the hour, and I am Imus Well, I have good news. We got a hold of Greenfield, and he's...